Hello, and welcome to the Good Vibes Lifestyle live stream happening every Thursday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Leslie Klein, and we are streaming to like 5 different Facebook pages, Instagram now, also LinkedIn and YouTube, so check it out. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're on some of those platforms, you can actually comment, and I can see your comments and put them on the screen. So you can ask questions, make comments, and I just love your feedback. So please feel free to do that. So this is different than the Good Vibes TV show or channel on YouTube, but you could go to www.good-vibes.tv to see all the offerings that I have, whether you can get to these podcasts, you can get to my Amazon store, you can get to the YouTube TV show where I interview different experts on all the different ways to raise your vibration and thrive. So it's all about the Good Vibes lifestyle, which is about living in the higher frequencies of love, peace, joy, happiness, enlightenment, versus, the lower vibes of fear, which is where a lot of people unfortunately live their lives. So the whole idea here behind the Good Vibes lifestyle movement is that when you raise your vibration, you thrive, because where we're vibing at, the energy that we're putting out there is what we attract to our lives. And this is how the law of attraction works in our lives. So it's really important to be aware of where we're vibing. And, life is meant to be lived, and we're meant to thrive. We're meant to have our best lives. So, but it's up to us to figure out how to do that. And I'm hoping that the ways that I share here are ways that can help you live a better life. So let's talk about what I have been up to. Last Saturday, there was the Bigfoot Festival in Towson, Tennessee, and it was really wonderful. I broadcast all day, although I lost internet connection, so I didn't get to finish up the day, but it was very exciting. I had my friends Chris Quinones and my husband Rick Klein actually help. They were field reporters, so you can actually catch that episode on the YouTube channel, Good Vibes TV, or just go at Raise Your Vibe and Thrive, and you can find that there, or just go to good-vibes.tv. It'll take you to the YouTube channel. So they were actually in a race, a 5K race, or actually they did the fun run, the one mile race, and there you have them at the beginning of the race. And here are some pictures from the race, because I wasn't able to broadcast like I wanted to because we had rain. Oh my gosh, it rained. It was crazy. And it was muddy as the day got on. But there were a lot of people that came to the event. And so here are some pictures. That was before it started, all the people there. And there were actually over 700 participants in the race. So, and in the, let's see, in the race that Rick was in, Rick and Chris, here's a shot of the finish line. There were 152 people in the 1 mile fun race, and believe it or not, Rick actually won first place in the veterans, which is, I guess, like the senior category. So he was really happy, because he was walking, he was running, it was raining. I wanted to share some pictures, some video from there, but I wasn't able to. But anyway, so that's what the race was like, and congratulations to Rick for being number 1 in the 1 mile race, where there were 152 other participants. So the other thing that happened that I'm making an adjustment to, I had a drawing at the booth. And this drawing was not only for people who attended, but it was also for you, the viewers that are watching now. And what I'm going to do is extend this drawing. And I want to show you some of the things that I have for the drawing. We've got one of these Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle decks, which I have featured in previous months on this episode. I've got a Divine Masters Oracle deck. I've got Angels and Auras. And I've got some Good Vibes swag, some masks. We don't use them too much anymore, but some people still do. Some Good Vibes masks. And I apologize, I'm doing this with one hand. Here's a little pencil bag or little bag that has Good Vibes logo on it. And also a book that I wrote a chapter in, the Wellness for Winners book. So these are all the drawings that I'm going to do, and I'm extending it for 1 week because I have more prizes than I had people sign up for, so which is crazy. But it rained and it was really tricky, and with the mud happening, I just didn't get as many people, and I wanted to also give you guys another chance to win any of these free things. The other thing, I had my little Bigfoot guy here, my little co-host of the day, and if you like this little guy, check out his big feet. He's so cute. I love this little guy, and I never got to name him. We a couple names that people thought about were Squatch or Sam Squatch, but if you have a name that you'd like to name my little co-host. He was only my co-host for that event, but I wanted to share that that's on my Amazon store. No sound. Huh. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. Let me see what happened here. Okay, how about now? I apologize. So I might have to do this from the top because there was no sound. I had the wrong microphone on from the camera and not the other thing. So, gosh, I'm sorry, guys. So, how about this? Okay, now you can hear me. Bridget, could you hear me at the beginning? Let me know if you can heard me from the beginning. I want to make sure. I had to reset up my whole little studio here, and my audio should be good, but I think the audio was coming from the camera, which is not where it should be coming from. So sound is good. Okay, great. So I won't start from the beginning. So let's get back to it. So anyway, I am extending this drawing. So any of those fun things, I want to give them away, but I really want to have a drawing. So please, and I'll post it on social media too to get more people to participate. The way you do this, you can take a picture of this QR code that's happening, that's here on the screen, or you can, let me see if I can even make it bigger. No, that doesn't really do too much. So you can take a picture with your phone on this QR code, or use this tinyurl.com/GVTV BF and it'll ask you for your email and I think your name, and you'll subscribe to my email. You can always unsubscribe later. Then it'll give you instructions to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, that's fine. The last step is to just comment Bigfoot on the show that it's taking you to, which is the Ron Moorhead show, who is the Bigfoot expert that I interviewed twice. It's episode 1. So there you go. Check it out. Please enter this drawing. It's free, and I have stuff I want to give away to you guys. And anyway, I just want to share that with you because I really wanted to have a nice drawing and get everyone to participate. So let's switch over to astrological news. What is going on in the sky? I know we had some storms come through last night, and that was kind of crazy. With a tornado actually touching down in the town next to us in Peachtree, North Carolina. So at 11:30 this morning, I'm getting these alarms on my phone. What was it? It wasn't a watch. It was a tornado warning. So that was pretty exciting. But astrologically, we're in these turbulent times, and we're actually in the new moon phase. We had the new moon It was actually a super new moon in the sign of Taurus on May 7th. So just 2 days ago at 11:22 p.m. Eastern time. If you're at other locations, it would have been actually May 8th, just a day later. And so the way things work with the new moons and full moons, you have a window of time, like 2 days prior to it and 2 days after, really with the full moon. But the new moon actually started, like I said, on May 7th at 11:22. So we're still in the energy of the new moon, and the new moon is a great time to set your intentions. So if you did a vision board earlier this year, it's a great time to look at your vision board and remind yourself of the different goals and things that you're wanting to manifest, and write those things down, journal about them. We're in a whole new cycle, and the sign of Taurus has to do with the earth element. It has to do with what we value. It has to do with money. It has to do with relationships. The sign of Taurus is ruled by the planet Venus, which has to do with love and relationships. So those are the areas that you would want to kind of focus your intentions on this particular new moon cycle. Okay, so let me. I'm getting some feedback that my sound. I'm trying to just get closer to my mic, so without making my face so big. Gosh. Oh, okay. So super new moon in Taurus, and again, when it's a super new moon or a super full moon, it just means that the moon is physically closer to the earth. So it's going to actually have more of an impact on the tides on us personally, because we are made of anywhere from 70 to 90% water. So we are, we do get physically affected by the moon. And, the new moon has just as much of an effect on us as the full moon does. It's, where the new moon and the sun are together. So anyway, that's what's happening. And just wanted to share that. Now, we are in the waxing phase of the moon, meaning from the new moon to the full moon is the waxing phase of the moon. So May 23rd at 9:53 a.m. Eastern time is when we have the full moon. So that's what I've got for you as far as the astrological news, because I have a special guest today that I'm very excited now to share with you. Her name is Diann Alexander, and she is known as the Confidence Catalyst. She's a public speaker, a voice and performance coach, and a four-time Amazon best-selling author. So Diann empowers speakers, entrepreneurs, and coaches to communicate their message with confidence and authenticity. She's a former university professor with over 50 years of voice teaching and musical theater directing experience. She also works with the Alchemy Crystal Singing Bowls to help people shift their anxiety in just moments. So coming to us from California, please welcome Diann Alexander. Hello, Diann. Thank you so much for joining us today on this live stream.
Hello, Leslie. I'm just tickled to be here. And I'm so excited that you're talking about how the moon affects us and us being water and the sound vibrations. We have so much to chat about that, but it's like the perfect lead into moi.
Yes. Well, I was bringing you on to talk about a special event that you have coming up on May 20th. We actually did a full episode on you. I think it's almost an hour long. And so I have the website on the bottom, the tiny URL that goes directly to the show, where people can actually experience the crystal bowls. So the event that's coming up is called 5 Expert Speaker Secrets to Transform Nerves into New Clients. So tell me about that.
This very long title really encompasses a lot of what people are experiencing today. There's so much noise out there. There's so much, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? How am I going to get out there? That we get all caught up in our nerves and our unfocused, that we're not focused on the right thing, which is our client. And so what I like to do as a confidence catalyst, and that came from about 50 years of helping people be on stage and teaching voice, is to first find out, how does that fear get you? Where does it get you? How does it stop you? And then really dissect the nature of the beast. Then find a couple of really useful tools, some of which can be very quick to help you in the moment to get past that, to get the emergency switch back onto thinking brain, connecting with my audience brain, and then to have an experience of how can we truly energetically connect with our audience in such a way that they feel us. It's not just processing a bunch of information through our brains. We tend to think that our brain up here is all, it runs the show. That's all there is to us. And those of us who've probably been around Leslie's work know you have the head brain, the heart brain, and the gut brain. And these three, your emotional center and your wisdom center, if they can work together, you have so much more communication skill online, so much more ability to connect with your people in a way that truly helps them, that truly makes an impact that's going to be good for them. And on the 20th, what I've created is a free interactive workshop where we can try some of this stuff out. You can see which things work for you. And I found it so much more fun than hearing a bunch of technical jargon or a bunch of theory, to actually try it out and see, oh, this is me. Because once you get through that doorway of the nerves, there's this whole world of communication energetically that you can use. And from my background of 50 years in theater, and I'm also, as she said, Crystal singing bowls, and give me the last minute and I'll play us out with a couple more. Those vibrations, everything is vibrations, can truly help ground us, can help center us, can help us be that wonderful touchstone that people want to feel. What more do you want me to say?
I didn't. That was a mistake. I didn't mean to put that picture up there. I'm doing everything with one hand because I'm still recovering from my broken arm, which I don't even know that you knew about.
I didn't know about that. Oh, lots of healing energy to you.
Thank you. So tell us more. You were talking a little bit about the new moon and the energies and how we're all energy.
Absolutely. One of my favorite pieces of it is that I go through and we speak about the physiological things that happen when we're nervous and how to turn those around. We talk about mental, and the mental stuff doesn't work if you're in physiological fight and flight. So being able to unpack that and unloosen that opens the door for, oh my gosh, now I can think again. Then all those wonderful mindset tools that you've had work. My favorite one being, of course, my story about my tenor soloist, Fred, who, when Fred would walk out for a solo in church, his robes would flow. He'd go to the center of the room. He'd present himself, and you could hear a pin drop. Everybody loved Fred. So one day I got my courage up to ask him. I said, Fred, everybody loves you. What do you do? And he said, I'll never forget it. Oh, it's easy. Okay. He said, when I walk out with my eyes, before I say or sing anything, I look out at the audience and I send them love. I give them gratitude for being here. I thank them for celebrating with me. I send them love. And then I sing. And I went, what? I mean, this was such a revelation to me. Here's me, right, just out of college, going out to sing my solo, going, please like me, don't mess up, please like me. And the energy is just so different. And it was at that time I said, okay, I'll try this. It feels very weird. It's not according to any of the rules that I was brought up with. But next week, when it was my solo, I came out there with the usual tension in the shoulders, the solar plexus really tight, breathing a little bit shallow. And I looked out at the people and I started to send them love. And the strangest thing happened. My neck started to loosen. my shoulders started to lower, my breath started to get deeper, and I actually started to feel this energy going to these people who were out there to celebrate and to rejoice and to just feel their loving energy coming back because I was sending the love first. And by the time I got around with my eyes greeting everybody and came back to the center, everything was different. I felt different. The audience felt different. They were engaged and I hadn't said or sung a thing. It came from me, from those energetics of connecting. And so when we're talking about the other ways that we do this, and this is like the main key, if you can get this and take this away, you're on to another level of communication. So we deal with energy, and I give exercises in how you can play with it, how you can be aware with it, how you can make it bigger, how you can make it smaller, how you can use it. And emotions are energy in motion. So much like an actor has to do things to be able to switch from one energy to another, and we have some really fun exercises we do for that, gives you another whole way to rewire your neurocircuitry so that you can make a good connection with your audience. And the last one is what has to do with the moon, which is sound. Everything is vibration, different signatures, densities. Your bone are denser than your blood is denser than your thoughts, and on and on. And sound vibration is at a very high level. We're made of light and sound vibration. So you can do something as simple as thinking about your favorite song, or you can go into Alchemy Crystal Singing Bowl's my favorite. And what's so awesome about them is they're made of 99% pure quartz crystal. And we're crystalline too. We're made of mostly water. And as Leslie shared, if the moon can affect the oceans, what in the heck is it doing with our bodies, which are mostly water? So when we have a day where we're feeling a little bit wonky and off, being near an even vibration like a crystal singing bowl makes a huge difference. The body goes, oh, want the even vibration. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to think anything. The body automatically acclimates to whatever system it needs, whatever pitch it needs. And if we have a minute, I'd love to give you a little demonstration. You tell me what works. Does that sound good? All right. So
Let's do it.
I have about 7 of these beautiful things over here. They're all different colors. They're all different sizes. They're all different pitches. And no two can be the same. Just like you, no two of us can be the same. So your job is to be all that you can be. And for right now, just take a nice deep breath into your belly. Then exhale it down into the earth. Notice how you're feeling. Is anything tight? How's your emotions? Inhale up from the ground, deep back into the belly. Let it feel good. Let it nourish you. Then come up and out the top of the head and continue to breathe slowly. And just notice if you're feeling something. You don't have to, but what are you feeling?
I love that. To me, the crystal bowl sounds like heaven. To me, it's like it brings me to that like angelic realm, and it is so calming. So, so people will learn about this in your 5 expert speakers' secrets to transform nerves into clients.
Yes, we're going to cover the physical aspects, some mindset aspects, some energy aspects, some emotions, energy and motion, and my beautiful sonic acts with the bowl. So absolutely, we get the whole shooting match. You get to try it out and see how it feels. And I
I
make
love
it
that.
fun. I make it
So
fun.
I have the link on the screen, but I'll also put it on the YouTube channel so people can get that in the description. And then also you have a guide that tell us about this confident speaker guide, 5 quick ways to calm your nerves before speaking.
This is actually like the template for my workshops and a template for my courses. It's a little bit about each of the 5 things I just explained to you, because the Confident Speaker Guide, you want to have things, if you get in trouble, what can you do to get through them easily, and what skills. We tend to not practice confidence skills. We practice our speech, we practice our song, we practice the thing, but we don't practice what happens if something goes wrong. Somebody walks in funny. What happens if there's something unexpected? How do you deal with that? Or if for some reason your nerves do kick up and you have no idea why, what can you do about it? And that's exactly what we're going to discuss on the 20th.
I love it. So I will put those links in the description on the YouTube channel so people can get them. And thank you so much, Diann, for popping in today and sharing this beautiful, the sounds and your knowledge. I always learn so much from you. And again, they can go to the full episode as well, which I'll put that link on there too, because you have a
Oh,
whole
great. That
section, I
one's
think it's
juicy.
like 20 minutes of just the crystal bowls that people
Mhm.
can just do a beautiful meditation with. Do you have any last thoughts before you go?
Well, it really doesn't matter what your particular calling in life is. It's just important that you know that it matters. You matter. Your voice matters. And the more confident you can feel to get it out there, our world is uplifted. So please, please, please share your gifts with us.
Oh, love that. Thank you, Diann, and we'll
Thank
see
you,
you on the
Leslie.
20th of May.
Beautiful. Hope to see you there. Bye, everyone.
Okay, take care. All right, so that was Diann Alexander, and she's an awesome lady, and so this is a great opportunity to improve your to raise your vibration using this information, especially if you need some confidence in speaking to people, whether it's doing Zooms online or presenting something or your work. So definitely check her out. All right, so it is time for the Oracle of the Month. And this month we are working with the Animal Guides Tarot by Radley Valentine. Now, Radley usually works with the angels, but I did want to read a little bit from the guidebook because I didn't do that last time. And each month I'm featuring a different oracle deck. So he says in here, there is no doubt in my mind that humans are not the only spiritual beings inhabiting bodies on earth. One has but to look into the eyes of a dog, horse, cat, dolphin, or any of the blessed beings in animal form to see the beautiful soul living there. Animals are full of wisdom, understanding, playfulness, and above all else, unconditional love. So I just wanted to share a little bit from the oracle there. And here we're going to pull a card and ask Spirit, what message does Spirit have for the audience right now using this oracle deck? And again, I'm shuffling with one hand. So you can actually do this by just kind of spreading the cards around and then just picking a card. So what does Spirit want us to know right now? Okay, I've got the 10 of air. This oracle deck matches the tarot deck, and it's the Siberian Husky Dog. And it says here, the end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So, 10 of air would be 10 of swords in the traditional tarot. Let me pull up the meaning here. And yeah, endings. In the traditional tarot, like the Rider Waite deck, it's where you see the guy laying on his belly with these 10 swords on his back. And it usually represents the end, the end of something like the end. So let's see what his oracle says right here. Okay, Siberian Husky Dog, the end of a situation, the chance to move on to new and exciting prospects, letting go of the past. It's over. Those are the words that bring great joy or sadness. It might be a project, career, or relationship that you're thrilled has come to a close, or perhaps you weren't expecting to end. Even if the ending has left you feeling uncertain or worried, you probably still knew deep down inside that there was something better waiting for you. You just didn't have the courage to make the change yourself. It can sound cliche, but endings really do make way for new beginnings. Wonderful opportunities are possible. Put aside your fears about any changes that this ending might entail and trust that a far happier future lies before you. Remember to give gratitude to the divine and your angels for a successful recovery from an addiction, if that's the case. As pets, Siberian Huskies are loving, smart, and very alert. However, as a breed, they come from one of the harshest locations on the planet, the Siberia, Russia. It's no surprise then that they symbolize being able to overcome significant challenges to successfully reach your journey's destination, along with the hope that comes from the next chapter in your life. Following their example, you'll be able to take on whatever dream you have in mind with equal grace and poise. The Siberian Husky on this card has control of her own leash. No one dictates her destiny now but her. She's also a service dog. Could it be that the next phase of your life involves being of service to others? Or perhaps it's time to be of service to yourself. So I think that's very appropriate. Let's see, how can we get I think that's very appropriate considering the new moon because, with the new moon cycle, we always have an ending, right? A completion. And so with the new moon, we have a whole new cycle, new opportunity, new cycle of new energies to create and create new things in our lives. So I love that. I love how spirit always brings us the right message at the right time. So that is the oracle message. And next, I want to share with you, which I have before. I just have to pull up this card. Let's see if this will work. Um, there is a superfood garden summit. Let me pull this off. And it is the 8th annual. This is a free docu-series that's put on the group called Grow Your Own Vegetables. And it starts on May 14th, so that's next week, through the 17th. And the way you could go to that docu-series, sign up for it, is by going to tinyurl.com/capital GVTV Garden Summit. So she talks about growing your own website, different ways to grow a garden, whether you're doing it in containers or out in your backyard, and all the different tips and tricks. I believe that growing your own food is so important, especially in raising your vibration, because growing your own food, that you get the life force right off the plant into your system. So it's a great way to um, to raise your vibration by and the other thing about gardening is that when you're out in the garden, you're out in nature, you're grounding yourself, you're feeling accomplished because you're working with the plants, you're working with the plant kingdom. So it's really I so much believe in working with the earth because we are part of the earth, and it's so important to do that. So that is the website there. And finally, let's talk about last week's tip to raise your vibration. Last week's tip was to cultivate moments of peace in your life, and that was inspired by Lee Harris, who does the energy forecast. Were you able to do that? Cultivate moments of peace in your life, and knowing that as you do that, you're also expanding that peace to the world. And so when you're listening or playing a crystal bowl or listening to a crystal bowl, you're cultivating moments of peace. So did you do that? Was that a tip that you like to do? And the tip for this week is to kiss someone for 6 seconds. Now, of course, hopefully this is someone you know, like your partner. But there's the Gottman Institute did a study of 70,000 people, and they found that when you kiss for 6 seconds, it's got to be 6 seconds, cortisol, which is the stress hormone, decreases, and the love hormone, which is oxytocin, actually increases. And then when you're doing this with a partner that you're involved with, not just a stranger, I'm not saying to go find a stranger and just kiss them for 6 seconds, but with your partner, this is also an opportunity to build an intentional bond with them. And it's an exercise in mindfulness to not just do a peck. Most people, a kiss lasts like a second. But when you intentionally kiss for 6 seconds, you increase your oxytocin and you reduce your cortisol. And one expert was saying, do this at least 2 times a day, all week, and then you've got like 84 seconds of improving your relationship by just doing these 6-second kisses. So I have a question. I was wondering, well, does it have to be a person? It doesn't necessarily even have to be on the mouth because, we have pets. I love kissing my dog. So now I, kiss my dog Murph, and I do it for 6 seconds. Now, I'm not sure because the study has to do with people, but try it out and see if it raises your vibration. I have a feeling that it probably would. So that is the tip of the week, to kiss someone for 6 seconds. The other related activity is to hug someone for 20 seconds. When you hug someone for 20 seconds, you also do the same thing with reducing cortisol and increasing oxytocin in your body. So these are some physical ways to raise your vibration so you can thrive. All right, my friends. Well, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to get any of this information, just go to good-vibes.tv for the Amazon store. If you like the Animal Guides book, Oracle, it is on my Amazon store. If you like my little Bigfoot co-host, he's also there with his partner. So I want to wish you a beautiful day and remind you to live the good vibes lifestyle because you deserve it. All right, my friends, again, peace out, and I will see you next week.